There's a certain type of individual who navigates life unaware of their own folly. They repeatedly stumble over the same errors, steadfast in their conviction of being correct, while onlookers observe with knowing glances. This individual remains oblivious to their own lack of wisdom. And the concerning aspect is their unawareness. If vigilance wanes, you too could embody this. But today marks a turning point. For foolishness transcends mere intellectual capacity. It embodies a mode of thought, a mental disposition, a cognitive ailment that corrupts judgment, fractures relationships, and transforms a person into an object of ridicule. The question stands, do you exhibit these indicators? Let's examine them. Sign number 1. He prioritizes arguing over listening. Have you encountered someone with an unwavering need to be right, regardless of the absurdity of their stance? They will engage in endless debate, resort to emotional outbursts, and manipulate words, all to evade admitting fault. This person doesn't truly listen. They merely await their opportunity to speak. And when confronted by greater intellect, they become defensive, stemming from a subconscious awareness of being outmatched. The Stoics termed this characteristic arrogance. A wise individual welcomes truth, even when it challenges their ego. A foolish one resists it, metaphorically digging their own grave with each uttered word. Therefore reflect, when did you last genuinely listen? Sign number 2. He believes luck outweighs discipline. The foolish individual frequently attributes outcomes to chance. Observing a successful person, they think, how fortunate for them. Seeing a wealthy person, they suspect dishonesty. Noticing a physically fit person, they attribute it to genetics. Yet inquire about their own efforts towards self-improvement. The response is often none. The reality is often laziness masked by a self-constructed fantasy where success is a matter of luck, thus absolving them of responsibility. A discerning individual understands that luck is often the byproduct of consistent effort over time. Show up, do the work, and observe the luck that follows. Sign number 3. He squanders time on inconsequential conflicts. A foolish individual engages in battles of no significance. They will argue with strangers online about political matters, initiate disputes over trivialities to assert dominance, and waste hours debating issues that have no bearing on their life. However, a wise individual recognizes the finite nature of their energy. They avoid conflicts that yield no positive outcome, choosing their battles judiciously. Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "You could be good today, but instead you choose tomorrow." Consider this. How much time have you dissipated fighting over matters that do not genuinely impact your existence? Sign number 4. He values his feelings above reality. A foolish individual allows emotions to dictate their life. If anger arises, they react impulsively. If sadness prevails, they succumb to resignation. If their ego is bruised, they retaliate. They operate under the delusion that the world should conform to their emotional state. But the world remains indifferent. A discerning individual understands that feelings are transient phenomena, like waves. One does not fight them or drown in them, but rather navigates them. They acknowledge emotions without allowing them to govern their actions. Epictetus wisely stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The foolish individual is enslaved by their emotions. The wise individual is their master. Sign number 5. He consistently fails to learn from his errors. Have you encountered someone who repeatedly makes the same imprudent choices? Perhaps it's entering unhealthy relationships, squandering resources on frivolous items, or placing trust in unreliable individuals. And each time, the excuse is the same: "I just have bad luck." No, it's not misfortune, it's a pattern of poor choices. A foolish individual repeats failures because they never analyze them. They never ask, "What did I do wrong?" They simply repeat the same actions expecting a different outcome. A wise individual analyzes, adjusts, and avoids repeating the same mistake. So which are you? Sign number 6, he surrounds himself with other foolish individuals. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. A foolish individual gravitates towards those who are also losers, complainers, gossips, and time wasters, individuals who make excuses and collectively hinder each other's progress. This is because it offers a sense of false comfort. However, a wise individual seeks out those who are superior, those who challenge and push them to improve. They are not afraid to be the least knowledgeable person in the room, as this is how growth occurs. Look around. Who are your companions? Are they elevating you or perpetuating foolishness? Now you recognize the signs. The crucial question is, what will you do with this knowledge? The world abounds with foolish individuals, but you have the agency to choose a different path. You simply need to become aware. And if this has offered you a new perspective, then take one action. Engage with this information and consider its implications for your own life. This is merely the beginning of a more discerning way of being.